William Brangham. Judy Woodruff is away. On the NewsHour tonight, the White House downplays reports that senior advisor Jared Kushner wanted to create a secret back channel to talk with the Russians. Then, ahead of President Trump's impending decision on the Paris Climate Accord, a look at how one nation is putting the pedal to the metal in the electric car industry.
We are not going back. We are heading into the future. I think in 10 years we will see that at least half of the sale from Opel is electric, if things are moving in the direction we are seeing right now.
And for years, experts warned that China was turning to executed prisoners to obtain human organs for transplants and growing a transplant tourism business. Have reform efforts stopped the practice?
They've obviously got a lot of people sitting around waiting to be killed for a transplant, and they're just picking the right person to be killed depending on who the patient is.
All that and more on tonight's PBS NewsHour.
Major funding for the PBS NewsHour has been provided by
moving our economy for 160 years. BNSF, the engine that connects us.
The William and Flora Hewlett Foundation, helping people build measurably better lives.
and with the ongoing support of these individuals and institutions. This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Americans spent this Memorial Day honoring the men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice. Since 1775, more than 1.2 million Americans have died serving our country. Lisa Desjardins reports.
On this National Day of Remembrance, there were large events, like a new president laying a wreath to an unknown soldier.
We honor the noblest among us.
At Arlington National Cemetery, President Trump expressed what he called undying gratitude.
We pay tribute to those brave souls who raced into gunfire, roared into battle, and ran into hell to face down evil. They made their sacrifice not for fame or for money or even for glory, but for country.
Afterward, Mr. Trump stopped with Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly at the grave of Kelly's son, Robert, who was killed in Afghanistan. From there, the president met other families in Section 60 of the cemetery, where military members killed most recently, especially in Iraq and Afghanistan, are buried.
He's looking down, he's very proud.
Thank you so much. Thank you for everything you're doing for the country.
But for many, the holiday was defined by hometowns and smaller personal events. In Raleigh, North Carolina, the day was for supporting survivors.
We have a lot of Vietnam veterans in our detachment, so a lot of those guys have seen firsthand, death, losing friends of their units and everything, so it's emotional for us.
At a military parade in Illinois, it was a day to salute veterans. And at the Fort Snelling National Cemetery in Minneapolis, Minnesota, as in many places, it was a day of simple, important remembrance. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Lisa Desjardins.
Today, more than 1.3 million Americans are serving on active duty. In the day's other news, North Korea fired another ballistic missile, the latest in a series of tests defying international pressure. The short-range missile landed in Japanese territorial waters. In Tokyo, Japan's chief cabinet secretary said there were no immediate reports of damage, but he delivered a sharp rebuke.
North Korea continues taking provocative actions despite the repeated resolutions at the UN Security Council. Hence, it is necessary to apply pressure. It is not the time for dialogue's sake. We cannot tolerate these repeated actions, and we lodge a strong protest against North Korea, criticizing them in the strongest form.
Back in this country, President Trump also weighed in on the test launch, tweeting that North Korea has shown great disrespect for their neighbor, China. The White House also condemned the fatal stabbing of 2 men aboard a train in Portland, Oregon last week. They were trying to help 2 young Muslim women who were being harassed by a white supremacist. One of the Good Samaritans who died was an Army veteran. A third man who also came to their aid was also badly wounded but survived. This morning, the president's official White House Twitter account tweeted, "The violent attacks in Portland on Friday are unacceptable. The victims were standing up to hate and intolerance. Our prayers are with them." The president tweets regularly from his personal account, which has not made mention of the Portland attack. Rescuers today in Sri Lanka recovered more bodies, raising the death toll from heavy floods and mudslides to at least 169 people. Crews worked around the clock to identify bodies and clear debris. More than 100 people are still missing since last Thursday's downpour.
My house and small shop were totally damaged by the floods. All my household items are gone with the water. Nothing is left. Even jewelry, money, all of our earnings, gone with the water. We managed to survive.
75,000 people have now fled to relief camps set up in the country's south and west as the country braces for yet more rain. This holiday weekend became a travel nightmare for British Airways customers. A power supply problem brought the airline's computer systems to a halt, stranding some 75,000 travelers. But today, flights returned to near normal schedule. British Airways chief executive said his company is working to determine what went wrong.
We are profusely apologetic about what has happened. We are very conscious of the hardship that many of our customers have had to go through on their way to their holidays, sometimes on their way to personal events.
Crews said that by day's end, around 2/3 of passengers whose flights were canceled over the weekend will reach their destinations. And a passing of note, we learned today that renowned sports writer and commentator Frank Deford died yesterday in Key West, Florida. His career spanned 5 decades, most notably writing for Sports Illustrated and providing commentary for NPR's Morning Edition, from which he just retired this month after 37 years. Deford's views were always delivered with his signature passion and humor. He was, in many ways, the quintessential American sports fan, right down to his disdain for the internationally beloved game of soccer, as in this 2006 NewsHour interview.
Americans have proven over and over again that they don't like the sport. There's not enough scoring. There are too many ties. It's a very frustrating game. What is called brilliant in soccer is an incomplete pass in football. And the sport itself is over-dramatized with the falling down. There's entirely too many, a high percentage of scores are because of penalties, which are very dubious. And simply we've shown over and over again that we reject that.
In 2013, President Obama awarded Deford the National Humanities Medal, the first sports writer to ever receive the honor. Frank Deford was 78 years old. Still to come on the NewsHour, the White House responds to allegations surrounding the president's son-in-law. We look at the political and national security implications. Norway spearheads an electric car revolution, warning the U.S. could be left behind, and much more. Now to the ongoing investigation into Russian meddling in last year's election and whether the Trump campaign was in any way involved may have taken a step closer to the president's own family. It was another weekend of damage control for the Trump White House. This following allegations against President Trump's son-in-law and senior advisor, Jared Kushner. On Friday, the Washington Post reported that in December, Kushner discussed with Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak the possibility of opening a secret and secure communications channel between the Trump team and Moscow. It adds they considered using Russian diplomatic sites in the U.S. in order to shield their pre-inauguration discussions from monitoring. Several top administration officials, while not confirming the allegations, have come out defending Kushner. Yesterday on ABC's This Week, Secretary of Homeland Security John Kelly said the idea didn't bother him.
It's both normal, in my opinion, and acceptable. There's any way that you can communicate with people, particularly organizations that are maybe not particularly friendly to us, is a good thing.
Separately, National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster told reporters he too wasn't concerned. He said, "We have back-channel communications with a number of countries." And on CNN's State of the Union, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina questioned the allegations altogether.
I don't trust this story as far as I can throw it. The whole storyline is suspicious. I've never been more concerned and suspicious about all things Russia than I am right now.
For his part, the president told the New York Times on Sunday he has total confidence in his son-in-law. All this, however, has done little to quell the storm of criticism. Former acting CIA Director John McLaughlin told MSNBC he was shocked by the charges.
I can't keep out of my mind the thought that if an American intelligence officer had done anything like this, we consider it espionage.
And back on ABC's This Week, California Democrat Adam Schiff, the ranking member of the House Intelligence Committee, said Kushner's access to classified material needs to be re-examined.
But I do think there ought to be a review of his security clearance to find out whether he was truthful, whether he was candid. If not, then there's no way he can maintain that kind of a clearance.
Before these latest allegations broke, Kushner's attorney said he'd work with the Senate on its investigation into Russian election meddling. Yesterday, chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee, Tennessee Republican Bob Corker, said Kushner will still cooperate. With me now to discuss the Kushner allegations and the wider Russia probe are two men with deep knowledge of intelligence and law enforcement. Frank Montoya Jr. spent 26 years in the FBI. He oversaw national security and counterintelligence probes. He joins us from Salt Lake City. And John Sipher served 28 years in the CIA's clandestine service stationed in Russia and Eastern Europe. He also ran counterintelligence investigations within the agency. He's now with the consulting firm CrossLead. Welcome to you both. John Sipher, I'd like to start with you. What is your reaction to this? You said to me earlier that this leak, this particular leak, is different from other leaks. How so?
What strikes me about this, which is so unusual, is this is really hyper-partisanship. It's putting party above country. It's trusting a hostile foreign government more than you trust the duly elected government that's in power at the time. And what's also unusual about this, I think, is many of these leaks, as frustrating as they probably are, the administration don't strike to the heart of the investigation. This one sounds like it may do so because it highlights a sensitive collection effort, if in fact true, and also it looks like it gives some information around some of the things we've been seeing around the edges for months now.
Frank Montoya, turning to you, what is your reaction to all of this? I mean, you heard the administration's defenders, the National Security Advisor, many people arguing this is nothing to see here, please move on. What is your reaction?
You know, John is spot on. I think, some of the other aspects of this, we get track 2 kinds of communications or diplomacy or however you want to define that, where there's a back channel access to a government. But that's usually when you are the government in power having that communication with another government. What really stands out to me in this one is the discussion, if true, as John noted, about using a foreign nation state's communication systems, especially a foreign nation state like Russia. It's just, there was, I think, a term used this past weekend about either being incredibly naive or absolutely crazy. I'd say stupid is more like it in terms of just the thought process that had to occur if, in fact, that was the discussion.
John, you heard Frank mention this, the idea that, again, if these allegations are true, that Kushner asked the Russians, can we use your facilities, your hardware to have these communications? Why is that particularly troubling?
This is a very sophisticated adversary. The notion that we would go and work with them inside their embassy, this is something that just is beyond the pale for professionals. And it almost is, if you want to assume this is naivete by the Trump campaign people and Mr. Kushner, it really is like a lamb's going in to deal with the lions here. This is a very dangerous thing. People who deal with the Russians in the government follow a whole series of procedures and regulations to avoid concerns with espionage and subversion and corruption. And it doesn't appear that they did here.
Do you think that there is another rational explanation for this, that perhaps, as some of Kushner's supporters have said, they genuinely wanted to talk to the Russians about Syria and other matters, and this was just maybe a poorly chosen vehicle for having those conversations?
It's possible, but like Frank said, then very stupid. Perhaps there's naivete here. Having a back channel is something that governments have done in the past, and there's nothing wrong with that. But my question would be, why the secrecy? The president-elect had been talking about changing the relationship with Russia for quite a long time. There would be no need to go to this effort to try to hide from your own government what you're doing.
Yeah, if I could add to that, William, you know, this is also demonstrating a gross distrust or mistrust of his own intelligence community. If that's what he wanted to do, we could have facilitated that for him, even as president-elect, moving into the inauguration and beyond when he becomes the government. This is what we do for our presidents.
I know you talk with a lot of agents that are there. Some of them who might be in the midst of this actual investigation. What does these ongoing leaks mean to them, do to their ability to do their jobs?
Yeah, from a day-to-day perspective, makes it incredibly difficult. You know, who are they going to be able to talk to that's going to want to tell them the straight story? You know, if it's the fear is it's going to show up on a news channel or on cable or on the internet. And so, yeah, it really does make it difficult to dig into the matters that need to be addressed and, you know, to put together the pieces of the puzzle that will get us to the end of this thing.
But couldn't you also argue that there's a societal benefit, that it's useful for people to know what their government is up to?
Yeah, that's one of the conundrums right now. This is started out anyway as a counterintelligence investigation. You know, it's become public. There are aspects of this, I think, that are really important when you look at it from a historical context. For instance, you know, one of the key sources in the Watergate issue was an FBI special agent, and so individuals that have information, if there's concern that things aren't going the way that they should be, or they're not going to be able to make the case, could that be a reason for these leaks, at least to get the information out there to address an issue that's beyond an operation or a source or a method, but actually involves the security of the republic? Yeah, I can see why people would think that way.
John, did you want to add to that?
I just want to add one thing. A lot of these leaks, there's sort of talk around this that there's a deep state of people in the law enforcement and intelligence community that are trying to undermine the president. And I want to make it clear, from my understanding, is I don't think that's the case. There are a lot of leaks here, but like many leaks in this town, they tend to come from the White House or Congress or people who are back to brief on pieces of information. And when that comes out, that's very frustrating. But I've seen very little that looks like it's come out with the kind of detail that's coming from the professionals in the FBI or the CIA, the information that is behind this look. So frustrating, yes, but so far I don't think this stuff is the professionals are trying to undermine the administration in any way.
All right. John Sipher, Frank Montoya, thank you both very much.
Thanks.
You bet. Thank you.
For more on the allegations surrounding Jared Kushner, the White House's handling of the Russia investigation, and to look at the president's first trip abroad, it's time for Politics Monday with Tamara Keith of NPR and Amy Walter of the Cook Political Report. Welcome to you both. Happy Memorial Day.
Yes.
Tam, first to you. We've just been hearing about these allegations about Jared Kushner and this possible back channel he wanted to deal with the Russians. What is your sense of how the White House is handling this and dealing with this?
But the president has been tweeting about fake news over the weekend. He sort of came home and the Twitter machine turned right back on, and he, you know, was not necessarily explicitly responding to this, but it certainly seemed like some of it
That's
may
the
have
assumption.
been inspired by this, certainly. There's a lot of reporting that I have not personally been able to confirm, but that the White House is looking at creating sort of a war room type of thing where there would be, much like in the Clinton administration, where there would be people walled off to deal with this.
Well, and
the war room would be on top of another potential shakeup, which is we hear the story of a potential shakeup in the White House, it seems, every other week.
And this week is no different.
And this week seems to be no different, even though
far, it hasn't shaken.
Correct.
But you know, this week could be the week that changes.
That's right. Usually you do a shakeup because you know that you have a problem and you have gaps and you're going to fill those gaps. The challenge here, though, is even in building the war room, what they're talking about is bringing people fill these gaps who have the same problems and challenges that the people who are currently there in the White House. They don't have any governing experience. They have loyalty to Donald Trump, but don't have the breadth of experience in dealing with Washington that you would need to do to set up something as complicated as a war room. And in dealing with Washington, especially the legislative process, they still don't have people in positions who can go up and work with Capitol Hill. Most important, you can have a war room, you can have a war plan, but if your general, in this case, it's Donald Trump, isn't following the plan and is tweeting or is going and giving interviews that contradict the plan, then none of this really matters.
Makes your job very tough.
Yes.
For those people who are not following the scuttlebutt about this, if there's a shakeup, they're talking about what, in the communications department of the White House?
Yeah, most of the focus has been on the communications, which that seems like treating the surface level thing, and there's something very deep going on well below the surface. The White House certainly has had trouble in the way it has communicated. Part of that is that they do have policy proposals that they're trying to push out, but often they don't provide the information backing it up. Let's go with the president's tax proposal. Now, in part, that was because the president in an interview said, I'm going to have a tax proposal, and you need to get it together in a week. And so they threw together a tax proposal in a week. There wasn't a lot of communication or anything about sort of like what this thing is. Ultimately, it was on one sheet of paper, and there was no electronic version. It was just a sheet of paper that was passed around, and then we would take pictures and text it to our colleagues. So that is not like a fully built up plan. That's not a rollout. And they've been not doing a lot of rollouts. So even now, they're not in control of their narrative with a lot of this stuff because there are leaks and there are stories, and every day there's a story. But the things that they do control, they have not done it in a way that past White Houses have, where they've been able to sort of have more dominate the conversation.
What does this do to the president's larger agenda? I mean, it seems like if they're not, they've got the White House, they've got the Senate, they've got the Congress.
Exactly.
This is their time.
This is exactly right. He's going to be this president is going to be judged on how well he governs, and his party is going to be judged on that more quickly than he is there up in 2018. The challenge isn't simply that it is difficult to get some of these big things through, right? It's hard enough to get healthcare, tax reform, infrastructure. But when the president lacks the focus and the discipline to help make this happen. So part of the challenge is if you're going to stick, as I said, if you're going to stick with a war plan, then stick with the war plan. But when you have your plan going forward and then a tweet comes from the President of the United States that then takes us off track and back into this morass. It seems every time the White House seems to be moving on, getting to the next topic, the president, whether by tweets or by interviews or saying something off the cuff, brings them right back to where they started. If it were up to the president, his communication strategy would simply be for him to get on every day in front of or behind the podium. He would be the only messenger. He sees himself still as the best messenger. That the chaos candidacy that worked for him in 2016, the style that worked for him in business world, of course it can translate, he believes. Of course it's going to translate into governing. It doesn't. It hasn't.
You were with the president when he seemed to be doing some of what Amy is describing. This was on his whole trip abroad. What do they look back at, the administration, as the successes of that trip?
The remarkable thing is throughout the trip, we were on our way to Israel, or we were on our way to Rome, and we were asking an administration official, how did it go in Israel? What did you think? And they kept going back to Saudi Arabia. Every time that they had a chance, administration officials went back to Saudi Arabia.
They saw that as the highlight of the trip.
I think they really did see that as the highlight of the trip. And one thing that stands out to me about that is that they announced nearly $400 billion in deals. And we still don't have the details of what those deals are. And it's not for lack of trying to get that information. I've been asking on a regular basis, hey, that arms deal, what's it made up of? Where does the other 400 billion come from, or 300 billion? And it just has not been forthcoming. But they really do believe that beginning part, what one administration official said, that the president brought the Muslim world together. They talk about it in superlatives.
Wow. One of the things that we also saw, the president went and signed some big deals in Saudi Arabia. He also went and told the Europeans, hey, you guys got to pay up more for NATO.
That's right.
On some level, this is what his base expects of him.
Absolutely.
I'm going to go rattle the cage. I'm going to tell those Euro guys what's what. Like this has got to resonate very strongly with them.
Well, he campaigned as an America First candidate. He campaigned as somebody who was very skeptical of these multinational deals. He was supportive of Brexit. He was very skeptical of NATO. So what we saw of President Trump in Europe was what we saw of President Trump as a candidate. So that we shouldn't be surprised at all about. I think there were mixed signals at the same time from administration officials saying, well, of course, we're still very supportive of NATO. Of course, even though we didn't the president didn't explicitly use the term Article 5 in his speech, of course he supports that. So I still think there's some tension there, but it's pretty clear that when the president made his statements as a candidate, he's following through with those as a president.
All right. Amy Walter, Tamara Keith, thank you both very much.
You're welcome.
Stay with us. Stay with us. Coming up on the NewsHour, human rights experts say that for years, China took organs from executed prisoners for transplants. Have reform efforts stopped the practice? And our summer reads, new books you won't want to put down. But first, President Trump announced over the weekend that he'll decide this week whether the U.S. will remain part of the Paris Climate Accord. That accord, signed last year by 195 countries, commits those nations to significantly reduce their carbon emissions to combat climate change. But President Trump has long argued that environmental regulations cost American jobs, and he's vowed to undo them. And he's also described climate change itself as a hoax. European leaders last week urged the president not to walk away from the accord. In Scandinavia, which is a world leader in green technology, politicians and environmentalists want the president to follow their lead and increase investment in environmentally friendly technologies like electric cars. Special correspondent Malcolm Brabant reports from Norway, the world's fastest growing electric car market.
Norway prides itself on being one of the world's most pristine countries. Yet, amid the stunning scenery, there are reminders that its vast wealth comes from decades of gas and oil production. But Norwegians are turning their backs on fossil fuels and embracing electric cars like nowhere else. Ann Kunish, who moved from Wisconsin 30 years ago, is one of the new converts.
This car is a no-brainer. There's no question about it. It's very, very easy to choose electric cars. The Norwegian government has made it much more financially feasible to buy them. They don't have the same fees, free parking in municipal spots. More and more charging stations are being built, a lower yearly fee to use the roads, no tolls.
New electric car sales in Norway have now passed 100,000, giving it the highest per capita ownership level in the world. In comparison, there are over 500,000 electric cars in the US. To have the same percentage as Norway, America would require 6.25 million electric cars on the road. This is Oslo's rush hour, as electric car drivers hunt a parking spot at the city's biggest charging station. The energy is almost completely renewable, as 98% of the country's power comes from hydroelectric plants. Norwegians endure some of the world's heaviest taxes, and removing sales tariffs from electric cars has been irresistible. The government aims to end sales of gasoline and diesel vehicles by 2025.
It has to be a big difference whether you choose
a zero-emission car or a polluting car when you buy it on the tax system.
Industry advocate Petter Haugnerland argues taxes on fossil fuel vehicles should be increased to speed up the process.
In Norway, transport sector is a key element to lower the emissions. We need to cut our emissions very fast if we're going to do something about the climate problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
In March, President Trump cancelled a fuel economy rule put in place by the Obama administration requiring automakers to achieve 54 miles a gallon by 2025, double the present level. Environmentalists claimed higher standards would boost sales of hybrid and electric cars.
The assault on the American auto industry, believe me, is over. It's over.
Norway's Environment Minister Vidar Helgesen belongs to a centre-right party that once aligned with the Republicans. It now has more in common with the Democrats. Helgesen didn't criticise President Trump directly, but sent a clear message not to turn back the clock.
Our position is very much that we need to build competitiveness for the future. We need also to care about the jobs that don't exist today but that need to exist in future. We know that the Chinese are investing massively in renewable energy. We know the Chinese and other major upcoming economies are investing a lot in electric vehicles. I think they're building green competitiveness for the future.
And this is precisely what the minister is talking about, an electric car startup in southern Sweden which is reinventing the steering wheel to be more like a game console.
This is not how we will mechanically achieve it in the car, because this is not very nice for the user. There are different ways we'll mechanically achieve it, which will be unveiled later this year.
The CEO, Lewis Horn, has taken on 30 engineers and hopes to employ 1,000 people once production begins in early 2019 on a compact car that's still under wraps.
So you can see a little hint of, of two models which are the result of a lot of research and design. In the future, the jobs are just different. Historically, when we've had an industry that's so damaging to our health now, that's not a place we should be creating more jobs. We should be creating more jobs in the future of these industries.
There is no more beautiful sight than an American-made car.
The owner of this 56 Chevy Bel Air couldn't agree more. Henning Kjensli works for the American Car Club of Norway. But while he's sympathetic to the need for job creation, he's also in favour of going green.
Developing and researching new technologies costs tons of money. And right now, the best earnings in the American automobile market is in the full-size pickup and SUV segment. They should still make those cars and sell them and make money off of them, but they need to sort of reinvest the profits from those cars into new and modern technologies.
Fuel prices are the crucial difference between the US and Norway. Norwegians pay about $7 a gallon. Gas is roughly $5 cheaper in America, reducing the financial incentive to drive electric. This is a partially American-made electric car, the $35,000 Ampera E. It's a collaboration between General Motors and South Korea's LG. GM's European arm, Opel, launched the car in Norway in May. Impressed by its range of more than 300 miles on a single charge, so many Norwegians have been ordering the Ampera E that there's now a 15-month waiting list.
We are not going back. We are heading into the future. I think in 10 years we will see that at least half of the sale from Opel is electric, if things are moving in the direction we are seeing right now.
Norway may be a world leader when it comes to electric cars, but its environmental record is far from perfect. Its greenhouse gas emissions are increasing. Most of those are coming from oil and gas production, which provide Norway with its wealth. And critics are very unhappy that Norway is pushing to expand fossil fuel production in the Arctic and believe that its climate change policies are inconsistent.
It's schizophrenic because Norway is a nice little country of petroholics.
This top-of-the-range electric SUV is the pride and joy of Frederick Hauge, a veteran eco-warrior who was a pioneer of electric cars in Norway.
You could say maybe that the electric car is a Trojan horse towards the Norwegian oil industry. A battery revolution will bring down the oil price for $20–25 per barrel before 2030. And then the stupid things Norway is doing in the Arctic on oil drilling will also be stopped because of economic reasons.
We're setting up a task force in every federal agency to identify and remove any regulation that undermines American auto production and any other kind of production.
Such statements alarm environmentalists in Denmark, 300 miles to the south. Denmark generates about 40% of its electricity from wind power and is on track to hit its target of 50% by 2020. But these and other renewable energy efforts need to be increased, according to Danish climate scientist Sebastian Mernild.
Regarding this green development, we can't hardly see any impact so far, because the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere is still increasing year by year. We are for sure helping the environment, but not enough, and we need to speed up this green development.
The European Union, whose environment agency is based in Copenhagen, is fully committed to the Paris Climate Agreement, which requires signatories to tighten up emissions by 2020 and beyond. It's dismayed that the president may leave the accord. Climate change specialist Magda Josvika.
It is, of course, very important that countries around the world stick to the Paris Agreement, because overall we need to work on our long-term decarbonization goals and the long-term well-being.
The Scandinavians doubt that environmental arguments will change the president's mind, but they hope the economic case for electric cars will have more success. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Malcolm Brabant in Norway.
Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue.
Decades ago, China began a practice that human rights advocates and medical ethicists condemned, taking organs such as kidneys and livers from executed prisoners to transplant into people who needed them. The Chinese government says it's reformed the practice. Now they say they only recover organs from volunteers. But some say the practice continues. Hari Srinivasan and producer Dan Segalan have the story.
This is when a life is renewed. A transplant surgeon seen here removes a kidney from a volunteer donor and inserts it into someone whose kidneys are failing. In most cases, patients who need a new organ have to wait months or years before one is available. But this man, who told us he had end-stage kidney disease 11 years ago, could wait no longer.
I was on dialysis already 2 years, and I was constantly going downhill.
We met him in Vancouver, Canada. He asked that we conceal his identity by hiding his face and replacing his voice to protect his privacy.
They called these people the living dead. You just haven't died yet, but you're gone.
Because of his age and rare blood type, he says he would have died before reaching the top of the waiting list for a new kidney. So, urged by family and friends, he went to China's capital, Beijing, in 2006. Within 1 week, he received a new kidney. He says he paid $10,000 for the transplant. In Canada, it would have been free since the government pays for health care. In the U.S., the average hospital charge for a kidney transplant is $150,000. Traveling to another country for this kind of surgery is called transplant tourism.
I went there dead. I came back alive.
On average, 22 people die every day in the United States waiting for a transplant. The median wait time for a lung here is 4 months, a heart almost a year, and a kidney 2 years. Transplant tourists, understandably, have been drawn to other countries by promises of little to no wait. It's not just Canada that generates transplant tourists to China. On the other side of the world, at about the same time, an Israeli doctor had a patient who also needed a transplant.
Back in 2005, a patient of mine came to me one day and told me, "Doc, I'm fed up waiting here in Israel for a suitable heart donor to become available." And I was told, that's what he told me by my insurance company, that I should go to China because they have scheduled me to undergo heart transplantation. And he specified a specific date 2 weeks ahead of time.
Heart surgeon Dr. Jacob Levy is president of the Israel Society of Transplantation. While kidney transplants can involve obtaining a kidney from a living donor, that's not the case with a heart transplant.
If a patient was promised to undergo a heart transplant on a specific date, this could only mean that those who promised that knew ahead of time when his potential donor would be dead.
Human rights investigator Ethan Gutmann and lawyer David Mattis have testified before Congress about China's transplant system.
It is unconscionable to kill a healthy, innocent person so that a sick person can live.
They say they know how organs in China become available with no wait time.
They've obviously got a lot of people sitting around waiting to be killed for a transplant, and they're just picking the right person to be killed depending on who the patient is.
Mattis and Gutmann say Chinese doctors have coordinated with Chinese prison officials, and inmate executions take place when patients are in need of organs. Medical professionals and human rights advocates say this practice violates the prisoner's human rights. However, this is how one Chinese doctor justified the practice. This video was produced by the Chinese government.
To apply the traditional Chinese way of thinking, the prisoners committed sins in their lives. If we let them donate their organs, well, in a sense, they're offering salvation. They can atone for their crime with that opportunity.
At a press conference in 2005, China's Vice Minister of Health, Wang Jiefu, admitted the government took organs from executed prisoners. But in 2014, Wang Jiefu, who is now leading the reform efforts in China, declared that starting in 2015, China would stop using organs from executed prisoners. But Mattis and Gutmann believe they have evidence that this practice still continues. They say inmates on death row include prisoners of conscience, such as practitioners of Falun Gong, who become unwilling sources for organs. Falun Gong is a form of Chinese meditation and exercise with a spiritual underpinning. Since 1999, the Chinese government has cracked down on Falun Gong, charging it with being an unregistered religion and cult that aims to subvert the state.
We interviewed Falun Gong who got out of prison, got out of China, systematically blood tested, organ examined, not for their health, they're being tortured, and only the types of examinations relevant to transplantation.
Wang Chunying and Yin Lingping practice Falun Gong. Both say they were detained a number of times between 1999 and 2009.
In 2008, I was forced to take a blood draw. The atmosphere was very tense and horrific. I thought this blood draw must be related to looking for matching organs.
Chinese government might say, we just needed more blood, that's all. We didn't take her organs, we didn't do anything to her body, we just took blood to make sure there wasn't an infection in the yard. How do you know that the government wanted your blood for any other reason?
Because the living conditions were terrible in the re-education camp. They didn't care about whether we lived or died. Once I was forced to take a blood draw. There were multiple times of other tests, such as MRI, ultrasound, and chest x-ray.
Gutmann says he's interviewed ethnic minorities from Tibet and Xinjiang, who all tell similar stories about medical examinations while in prison.
When you start to hear the same description of an examination in a completely different language from a completely different group, but it's the same examination, this is one of the big tip-offs, that this is really directed towards China's enemies. It's political and religious enemies.
Mattis and Gutmann say there's another possible motive driving this practice: profit. In the past, some Chinese hospitals even advertised the costs of new organs: $98,000 to $130,000 for a liver, $130,000 to $160,000 for a heart. By reviewing Chinese medical publications, hospital website data, and making calls to hospitals, Gutmann and Mattis estimate there could be 60,000 to 100,000 transplants still taking place each year in China. The Chinese government rejects these accusations. In 2016, it says there were just over 13,000 transplants performed in the country. Compare that to the United States that had 33,000 transplants last year. In an email to the NewsHour, a spokesman from the Chinese embassy in Washington, D.C. writes, "The Chinese government firmly abide by the internationally recognized ethical principles about organ transplantation and adhere to the voluntary organ donation after the death of Chinese citizens. We asked if political prisoners were singled out for execution for their organs. The embassy did not respond to this question." Chinese officials do say since 2015 they no longer recover organs from prisoners. Dr. Wang Jiefu, who's leading reform efforts, acknowledged in an interview with a Chinese newspaper that progress has been slow.
Our use of death row prisoner organs before the establishment of a citizen organ donation system was an act of desperation to save the lives of patients suffering organ failure. When the citizen donation system was set up, we abolished this source of organs as quickly as possible.
In February of this year, at a Vatican conference on organ trafficking, Chinese medical leaders agreed that using organs from executed prisoners is a crime and should be condemned worldwide. A number of American doctors who've been to China say they believe the country has taken major steps to stop the practice of taking organs from executed prisoners.
The reports that we get from Canada or the United States or from the Middle East of individuals undergoing transplantation, that's markedly reduced, but it has not completely stopped.
Dr. Francis Delmonico is an advisor to the World Health Organization and former president of the Transplantation Society.
Having been involved with deceased organ donation,
he's leading the international effort to help China establish a new system of organ donation.
When did you first become aware that China might be executing people for their organs?
2005.
How?
I was invited to the Peking Union Medical College by Jiefu Wang, who was at the time Vice Minister of Health, and he was a liver transplant surgeon. And he said to me, Frank, we got a horrendous problem, and I need your help. Individuals in China were being executed, and they became the source of organs for many people from around the world going to China. As many as 11,000 transplants being performed, and this is in 2006.
While some doctors, like Wang Jiefu, wanted this practice stopped, others who were making money from organ trafficking did not, according to Delmonico. To put pressure on China, a number of medical associations and journals launched a boycott, beginning in 2006, banning Chinese research papers that relied on data from executed prisoners. At the same time, Delmonico and other doctors helped China build a new and legitimate system for organ recovery, similar to the system in the U.S., requiring consent and only from live or deceased donors in hospitals.
Has China stopped harvesting organs from people that they've executed, that they are executing?
I don't know that for certain. So I can say to you that it's markedly reduced, but can I assure you or the rest of the world that it's completely stopped? I can't.
Delmonico says there's a new generation of doctors in China that want and embrace the reforms that are taking place in China's transplantation system. But human rights investigator Ethan Gutman says China is still killing prisoners and taking their organs.
Our report shows tremendous continuity over time, even while they're, the Chinese are making completely different statements about this.
Leading experts to call for inspections of Chinese hospitals.
What needs to be done now is an international committees of transplant experts that will be allowed to visit China and verify the source of his organs.
In his desperation, this man says he didn't think about where his new kidney came from, and looking back, that he has no regrets.
It's given me a new outlook on life. I had an opportunity to see my children graduate from universities. I have a happy life with my wife.
For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Hari Srinivasan.
Memorial Day weekend, of course, is the traditional kickoff to summer. And for many of us, that means time to catch up on our reading. Jeffrey Brown brings us some suggestions from our NewsHour bookshelf.
Some of us go for lighter fare, some catch up on missed readings, and others go for rereadings of old favorites. We get some summer picks from two prominent writers who also own bookstores. Louise Erdrich is author of 15 novels as well as nonfiction and poetry. Her most recent novel is La Rose. Prior to that, The Round House was winner of the National Book Award for fiction. She's the owner of Birch Bark Books in Minneapolis. And Emma Straub's novels include Modern Lovers and The Vacationers. She's co-owner with her husband of the Brooklyn, New York bookstore, Books Are Magic. And welcome to both of you. I'm guessing that you both are year-round readers, but let me start with you, Louise. Does summer reading have a particular resonance for you, the things you go after?
It does. I'm here in Minnesota, so I go to the lake and I bring a load of books and I sink into them and read wherever I am around a lake. That's how we do it.
That's how you do it in Minnesota, huh?
That's how we do it. It's reading on the dock. It's reading if you're floating in the lake. It's reading if it rains. Everything. That's where you read, and you can read yourself into a sort of stupor, which you then solve with a lot of grilled meat.
And Emma Straub, what do you do in the summer for reading?
Well, starting this summer, I'm just going to go to Louise's house by the lake with a stack of books and wait for grilled meat.
It'll be great. It's how it happens.
It sounds perfect. It sounds perfect. I guess I've always thought of summer reading as like the stack of books that I would bring with me to summer camp. You know, when you have no other options, so you have to bring as many as you think you'll read, and then when you read all of those books in 3 days, you have your parents send you another box and another box.
So, Louise, you're starting us off with a crime thriller, right? What is it?
I am. Actually, there are 25 of Donna Leon's crime mysteries set in Venice. Venice itself becomes a character in these books. Its eternal and eternal fragility is really encapsulated in the books in an effortless way. It's part of the tension of these books. They're Commissario Guido Brunetti mysteries. You become so wrapped up in these compelling characters that I think you could go through all 25 this summer. I think you could, Jeff. Each one is better than the last.
All right, Emma, what do you want to start off with? Something comparable.
Well, you know, it's funny. I think my picks sort of are going in the opposite direction, which is rather than having like an entire body of something to dive into, what I have been leaning toward recently are things that come in small packages. So that is short stories and essay collections. In particular, 2 essay collections. A woman named Durga Chubos, Too Much and Not the Mood, which looks like a work of art and is a work of art. They're essays about identity and family and becoming an adult.
And the other?
It's called Sunshine State by a woman named Sarah Gerard. And it's an essay collection about Florida. And it's a deep dive into identity and weirdness and location and family. And I think that together, these books are just point toward a really exciting and fresh new corner of American essays in particular.
So, Louise, you also had some other choices on the list you sent us, a little more serious, nonfiction and poetry.
I do, and I don't think people usually take poetry to the beach to read, but this book has been sold by its cover for quite some time.
We should say it's called When My Brother Was an Aztec, right, by Natalie Diaz?
It is.
Yeah.
Natalie Diaz is a powerhouse of a writer, and this book is a wild ride. It has headlong rushes of ecstatic, beautiful language, small details about life on Mojave Reservation. Natalie Diaz is Mojave, and this is set in Arizona, mainly, but it's also, of course, set in her heart and her head. And there's a sensibility that is so dark but so funny. It's just such a rich, compelling piece of literature. You know, it's just the kind of book that you want to live with each poem for a while.
And Emma, you gave us some essay collections. How about a beach fiction escape?
There's a new collection of short stories that just came out a couple of weeks ago by a young woman named Leslie Nika Arima. It's called What It Means When a Man Falls from the Sky. It's about family and relationships, and it's got a gorgeous cover, and it's been sitting there at the very front of my bookstore, and I keep walking past and fondling it and picking up and waiting for the right time to bring it home. I'm really excited to read that one.
And you mentioned there was a novel.
It's called Do Not Become Alarmed. And the reason that it's almost cruel to recommend for vacation reading is because it is a vacation gone extremely, horribly wrong. It's about
Enjoy your
two
vacation,
families.
right? Yeah.
If you're going on a cruise, I do not recommend that you bring this book. It's about 2 families who go on a cruise together, and they decide to disembark the boat one day and go and have a little adventure. And then the children get separated from their parents, and a lot of things go really, really badly. But it's an incredibly gripping thriller. It's one of those books that you really will stay up late to read, you know, saying, oh, I'll just read one more chapter, I'll just read one more chapter, which is, it's so delicious when you get one of those books.
Okay, let me just ask you both very briefly for a rereading, some old favorite. Louise, you first.
I'm thinking about all of Lorrie Moore's books. It was such a pleasure to read them the first time, and I thought, I just want to re-experience them the way I did before. So I started Bark again, Birds of America. I have Who Will Run the Frog Hospital. Of course, she's known for her extremely sharp wit, sharp observations, her tremendous ability to capture the moments between couples where they grate against each other or where they come together. Those are beautiful moments in the book, and sometimes they're very poignant.
Okay, Emma Straub, briefly, your reread.
So my reread choice is Jennifer Egan's A Visit from the Goon Squad. When I read it, I felt kind of like I'd been hit over the head with a frying pan. I just, you know, I saw stars were twirling around my head like a cartoon character. I just was gobsmacked. And every time I have dipped my toe back in, I am delighted all over again.
Okay, now we're gonna have more books from your list online, and viewers can go there later on. For now, Summer Books with Louise Erdrich and Emma Straub. Thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Some terrific suggestions there. That's it for the NewsHour tonight. I'm William Brangham. Join us online and again here tomorrow evening. For all of us at the PBS NewsHour, thank you and see you soon.
Major funding for the PBS NewsHour has been provided by BNSF Railway
and by the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation, supporting science, technology, and improved economic performance and financial literacy in the 21st century.
Supported by the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation, committed to building a more just, verdant, and peaceful world. More information at macfound.org. And with the ongoing support of these institutions. This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
You're watching PBS.